Hello guys, I'm Santiago, your MCVP oGV. Again, I'm very happy that you continue with this academy. Now we are going to talk about consideration phase for oGV. What is the steps to manage your EP during the consideration phase? So basically in this booklet you are going to find how to manage all the steps with your EP from the sign up until the approve, when you need to process your EP. So what are the times that you need to ensure that your EP is going to have a fast process, and how we can ensure that this phase is effective. So as you know, as you see before, we have a customer flow. That is the flow that our customer followed when take an ISEC experience or an ISEC product. So we have an attraction phase, we have a consideration phase, we have a value delivery phase, and brand advocacy phase. In this booklet, we are going to focus in the consideration phase. That is from the EP, from the customer sign up in our platform until the EP get approved in a project outside, in a project in other country with ISEC. So basically this person is considering the experience, is taking to take the experience. So again, in this book, in this video, we are going to focus in the consideration phase, that is just after the sign up until the approved status. So the first thing that you need to know is all EP sign up is in iset.org. So if you didn't went in the past to the website, my recommendation is go. It's very simple. It's the customer facing part of the platform. Here you can find all the opportunities we have of all the products in all around the world, and when all the opportunities that we have open. Also, if you go down in the website, you are going to find description of the products, some recommended opportunities. This is the global website. That is the one that we are going to be working. Then, when an EP sign up in that platform, you can check the new EP in the internal platform that we have as ISEC, that is experienceisec.org. That is the internal management platform, and it's the platform that we are going to manage when you are a member and when you are processing all the customer flow. So if you have a new sign up, you only need to go to my committee EPs. In my committee EPs is going to appear all the persons that sign up for your segmentation, and then you can see the profile, you can see all the information about the EP. So we follow in this case, we have the account of Napoli Federico II, that is all the markets of Naples that are under Napoli Federico II. And here you can see the case of Gianluigi Costa, that is now open. That is a person that just signed up, and if you click the profile, you can see that that person is open and is interested to take an exec experience. Then, since the sign up on the platform until the first call, the maximum time that can pass is 24 hours. So if the person sign up in the platform, you need to contact him in less than 24 hours to ensure that that person is still interested inside ISEC, and if that person want to have a meeting to ensure that he's going to have all the information to take the decision or not to go on exchange. If the first call is not successful, you proceed to have a second call in 24 hours more, and that is to a total of 48 hours. If that second call is also not successful, the person say, I'm not interested, or never reply, send an email saying that, okay, I'm Santiago, I'm the person that is managing your process. If you want more information, this is my contact details, and that's it. Also, we have to have in mind that all the people that sign up the platform can be or cannot be interested, so have that in mind. Don't forget also, always that you call in the first call, successful or not successful, mark as contacted in the platform. Special tips: if people appear, schedule the second call the next day. If the second call is not successful, send the email. Also, to make a call, I recommend all the time to have 2 or 3 calls in the same moment. Can be that the person don't have the time or is in the street, so have that in mind. After the first call, you ensure that you always send an email with that remembering of when is going to be the meeting or the options to have a meeting. And also, if you in the first call, you can sell and you can say, oh, okay, where do you want to go? Ensure that in the first email, always you send opportunities that person can use in the moment of the moment of apply. The time that must happen between first call and first meeting will be maximum 3 days. Sometimes it's complicated, some profiles are difficult, but ensure that in less than 3 days you have the first touch point with the person physically or virtually. You can use Skype with a camera, or you can go to have a meeting in an office, in a coffee place, but ensure that it's happening in 3 days. Then you have the first meeting, and in the first meeting, the main objective, and you can follow the framework that is in the next booklet and the next video, is set the right communication and set the right expectations to ensure that you are selling the product, and they go out of the meeting with a clear project to take, or a very clear next steps to follow. The recommendation is to try to make people apply in the first meeting, but usually that is complicated because people have to talk with the parents or have to have the money. But always ensure that is the next steps, and the next steps have very clear time. So if you say, okay, we are going to send more opportunities, I'm going to send you in 1 day, and we can talk in 3 days, and I'm waiting your decision. And also remember, after the first meeting, always mark the person in the platform as interview, because in otherwise you cannot accept the letter. So have that in mind. If your EP doesn't apply during the meeting, as I told you, send an output in less than 3 days, in less than 1 day, with the free project, with the resume of the meeting. Then, if the EP don't apply in 3 days, try to understand with him why he is not applying. And if he's not applying, you can also send an email, okay, I'm going to be following your process, that is my information if you are interested, and my recommendation is to pass to the next EP. We cannot stop and lose time with people that cannot be interested, so we need to be fast in the identify why people can be interested or not. So, after the people apply, it's going to appear as apply in platform. That means that he's already select a project, he's applying to the project, and when he applied to the project, the other entity need to contact that person. So we need to ensure that people is contacted by the host entity, that is the ISEC in Brazil, ISEC in Turkey, ISEC in Romania, and that contact happened in less than 3 days. That about international relations plan, always focusing the cooperation that your VPs or your team leaders had, and after that person is contacted by the hosted entity, in some cases with some selection process, that is have an interview, very basic interview, I know about the profile, make a form, make a video, people is getting accept. The accept is given by the other entity. But if they is not contacted and is still apply and not contacted, ensure that make pressure to the other entity to contact that you have a person interest. Then between the acceptance and approval, we have one stage that is in progress. So after the people get accept, it's officially that ISEC in Brazil is accepting that person to take an exchange. Then the EP needs to sign the acceptance note, and that means that the person is accepting the project that he's going to take. Then he needs to fill the LDL survey, that is basically the leadership development assessment that assess all the leadership qualities that the EP has. Then need to pay the fee of ISEC, 305 euros, then sign the contract with ISEC in Italy, and can be approved. In the platform, you need to mark that person as paid, and then if you mark that person as paid, it's only waiting the last approval by the ISEC in Brazil to ensure that the VP is going to be approved in platform. Ensure that after the people get accept, put a deadline of the person to pay, because can be that the person can be, I think, or not. Remember that after signing acceptance notes, is vinculated with a project and is vinculante with that project. So have that in mind and ensure that you have a very clear and open communication with the EP. In this moment, also you can be talking by WhatsApp, by email, but be very open with the communication and ensure that the EP knows that when he assigns the acceptance note, he's accepting the project and all the conditions behind it. Then, this is basically the timeline of 12 days. We want to process all people from sign up to approve in less than 12 days. So remember, from sign up to first call is less than 24 hours. From first call to first meeting is less than 3 days. For first meeting to application, to apply to a project is 3 days. From application to accept, 3 days, and from accept to approve, that is all the payment contract, is less than 2 days maximum, to a total of 12 days process. So if you have more doubts, if you have more questions, let me know. I'm Santiago, your MCVP oGV.